별들은 오늘 저희 편입니다. 꿈을 꼭 이루겠습니다.
원하신다면 저에게서 쟁취해야 할 겁니다.
Support here for Peter. The Braum, he has been able to use Braum as an engaged champion even in some scenarios, and the double Freljord really rounds out their team fight.
And Doran gets his Mbessa. This to me is the champion that he started kind of the turnaround on. Coming into T1, there was a lot of pressure on this player, and it wasn't until that layup towards the road to MSI where it really started popping off, and a lot of that was on Mbessa.
As far as the jungle pool, is going to find the first skirmish.
Cuz kicking things off, Carrier waiting off to the side, TPR to use, flash backwards, the concussive blow stacking, Owner 2, they got him! Manages to lock him down, and that's going to be first blood. They're donating it to BDD.
And what I love with BDD is it goes way further back, right? Is perfect!
All in, Doran forced to flash back, just a trade of flashes, but Doran struggling to survive now in this matchup as Peter does his best to hold the wave. Carrier going for the knockback on the heroic charge, Guma a bit more damage, but clearly the lane's getting a little bit anxious, trying to force these bigger plays.
But we're seeing there is no hesitation from KT. Perfect with the confidence on the rumble to go in. But for BDD, as I wanted to, just as a small reminder, this man was one game away from making, and I would say, dragging his team to finals back in 2021. As
Dom going in, Hunter's volley not quite enough. Now Carrier's looking to finish the job himself. Slowly but surely the Poppy whittling him down. Dom forced to flash away, but Carrier hungry for blood. A little bit more time, the Q flash forward. Dom with a bit of a sidestep, extra movement speed, trying to make it through the minions. Dom living for an extra moment, avoiding the angle back into the wall. Carrier gets the knockback. The Glenn's coming out, 1 for 1 in the bottom lane.
And Dom tries to get Guma, pays for it with his life, but he does get the trade back.
Okay, now they're going to gank bottom lane too. Guma's trying to push the wave in. They're going to punish him.
Flash.
The wraparound. Braum is there. Wukong is there.
Dom on the way down. He won't be there in time. However, Unbreakable Peter looking to mark him up. Concussive blows finally hitting. Auto attack reset more than enough. Guma Yushi falls at the hands of Cuz.
The timings from Peter and Cuz, they've been so synced up this game. The early roam into the river, this roam here, they come back out onto the map at the perfect timing to punish the attempt.
Peter and Doctam pretty effortlessly holding for now. So difficult to dive this Ash Braum, but Carrier might go for it anyway. Knock forward, Doctam there. Case to stand behind me, wants to come through, but Carrier, of course, can interrupt. Flashing out instead, then using the W to escape, just to make sure the steadfast presence does not come through. However, they're zoned away from the tower, and they're going to be losing some plates. So for Doctam to take this away from Guma and have a good game is crucial for KT's game plan, as the ulti doesn't connect from Doran. That's crushing. Very likely would have been a sure thing on the initial kill, and now Perfect wants to go for the all-in. Carry on the way up, but Perfect is completely overheated. Buying a bit more time to overheat now as he turns back into the wave. Damage coming in, and the rest of the team has arrived. Spinning right on top of Doran, it is a Cyclone. Carrier running for his life, concussed, taken down, KT dominating game 1. Fog of War, they wait to have 3 members strong. They spot Carrier, and they know that is their time to step up. Owner waiting, Gumayushi on the way in, Arrow connecting. No chance to use the Crescent Guard, it might be too late by the time Owner does it. Realm War behind, and it's BDD right on top of Owner, but Faker is there to cover. Instantly, he's sprinting out to safety as Doctam starts to rain hell onto Owner, but the Xin is too damn tanky. The objective in the sights of KD. Guma, not enough time to charge the arrow. Second, Drake dropping for KT Rolser.
Almost removing any of these comeback options, these avenues for T1, because they know that's what they're looking for, but BDD!
Doran full committing, the root does manage to connect. Doran can't keep the dive, but BDD is not going to over push here.
Nice force by Doran. Gets his ult off, and BDD forced to flash.
Very important for T1 that in a deficit like this, although not game-ending, that they can find these avenues for individual outplays. But now it's Doran's flash, traded back. BDD came back to lane, Redemption coming down to heal him up. Major cooldown that will not be available, crucially, for this Herald. KT are already on it, and they've just been one step ahead of T1 the entire game.
Herald guaranteed, and what is the counterplay for T1 even? With Doran being pushed off of the top side of the map, there's not much for them to get except for a Scuttle Crab. Bottom side mid wave is not even going to get pushed all the way in.
Doran,
that's 4 people.
Concussive blows, the Cyclone immediately comes out as well. Doran can't push a single button. KT merciless on the dive. Doran caught asleep at the wheel, overconfident. T1 trying to fire back for the first tower, but it's KT who get it.
As they look towards this Dragon Soul point, 4 seconds on the arrival of the Mountain Dragon, and Rifthold is used mid for priority.
Wall to try to block the initial charge. Is just going to deny that. Well played. Good piece of mind by Faker to deny that potential prio point. It still does mean, however, that KT get access first to the objective. Owner, Guma, Faker, Keria all ready to go. Keria's ulti, you highlighted it earlier, can be crucial, can deny some of the members of KT access to the pit here, but it's a very slow, drawn-out secure. BDD marking Doran on the flank. Arrow starting to rain. Peter getting chunked out. A flashback from Perfect. T1 chipping away at those resources. Eyes on the equalizer. Redemption now used. Cooldown up just in time. KT is going, but now they want to turn it right back. Instantaneous equalizer. Keria locked up. Rumble coming in, but denied. Keria wants to knock Perfect out of the fight, but it might not matter because it's Doran into the back line. Owner stays standing. Cuz take it down. T1 fired back.
No matter the early deficit, T1, they still win the team fight. They still get the dragon, and they're looking for BDD.
On the hunt for BDD, but there's just nowhere for him to go in the blink of an eye. KT's lead disappears.
With the Zin ultimate to spread them apart, and Doran following it up on his Mbessa, and they split apart the team fight so meticulously, and they immediately steal the objective on top of it.
Frustration on the face of KT, not the end of the world, but the goal is a lot closer now. Owner in the area, it might come down to just a 50-50, but Faker also has access to the Weaver's wall critically. No flash for Doctum. No flash for Cuz. KT luckily able to reset the objective, but I don't think they're going to get a chance to leave quite yet. T1 know they have an advantage in the fight if it comes down to the 5v5. Flash forward, ulti into the back, immediately thinks he picked off, but Peter does his best to heroically disengage. It is not enough to keep Doctum standing. Cuz taken out as well. Doran in the 3v1, completely and totally unfazed. Keria there to stop any further follow-up. Faker taking down Perfect, and BDD is not enough to stop T1.
And it's the Crook Lord that finds his mark. Doctum goes down, and T1 turn onto Otacon.
Doran, the addition to this T1 roster, annihilated him.
Hello.
Resetting, resistance is shredded by the Otacon. Keria, ward over the wall, spots out Cuz. T1 know it's a 50-50 now. 5 seconds on Doctum, but he doesn't have access to a TP to make it to the fight any faster. Perfect TP available. BDD finds the angle into Doran. Keria now backing up. 3K on the objective. Getting lower. Steadfast presence gone. Faker on the backside. Cuz wants to try to make it out of this one, but now they're moving into advantage to take out Guma. No, Guma living. Guma fights to finish him. Looking for a bit more damage, but T1, they find the double for Keria. They take the Thornbound Otacon, and Perfect. It is too little. It is too late.
Baker teleports in and he saves the team fight. He gets that shove. They get the Otacon.
And Perfect, if he was alive just a little bit earlier, could have been the difference maker, but not in time. And T1 now with the biggest lead we've seen in this game so far.
Objective reset now. Eyes on those support cooldowns as well. Keria's ulti, the unbreakable for the Braum will be important as T1 already getting mid-prio. Doran fishing for the flank once again. Ready to come over the wall with the public execution. Keria going into the wall, locking up Cuz. Instantaneous knockup! A flawless combo to keep it going. Doctum finally escaped, but he just finds himself in a 1v1 versus Doran. Hope fading fast for the side of KT as Keria is still standing. Perfect and BDD running for the hills. T1 grabbing their second Drake, but Owner not done yet. Knocks Peter out as well.
The confidence in each other is what really makes this team elite here for T1.
They're going to start it up.
He's got the TP, he's got the heal, he's ready to move across the map and make plays. Eyes on the Keeper's verdict to see if they can force Cuz out of the pit. 7K, objective getting lower. Owner isolated. Faker off to the side, likely going to have to use the arm guard. Extra shield coming in. Faker stone cold as he holds the cooldown. Doctum starting to push forward, but he really doesn't have too much damage. Eyes on Perfect and Cuz, the equalizer, the Cyclone. T1 moving through the choke point, but KT don't have the vision they need. Finally, the ward dropped as T1 once again take control of mid, but happy to just trade a few cooldowns and back away.
And it was the resilience of KT that got them the win against Gen G. That game looked dire as well. TP comes in from Faker. Won't have his ult. Zona goes in.
Catch him out. Unbreakable used to kick off the fight. That's the ulti from Gumayushi. Good response coming in from Perfect, but the damage not really enough. Ulti does not connect from Doran. Knockback from Keria takes BDD out of the equation. And once again, it's Doran on top of Doctum. Concussive blows buy him an additional second. Perfect running. The flick back likely to come through as Faker tries to get the damage down, but now he finds himself in a brief 2v1. Goes Golden. Knocked back into the wall. Keria there right in time as KT are effortlessly dismantled. Doran dropping Perfect as well.
And they're going to at least get the shove. I was kind of wondering whether they wanted to play for the end, but not going to be the case. TP's toward the Baron. And T1 about to close out this game.
Perfect has the flash, and BDD doesn't get a chance.
And BDD, he flashed onto Owner trying to take him down, but just wasn't perfectly in range. Didn't actually do any damage to him, and then got taken out of the fight, I think, by the Poppy.
Objective getting lower. Owner waiting over the wall to divide the team coming in from Faker. Denied a bit by Peter, and it's Owner now on the flank looking for Cuz. Not sure if he's found him. Cuz turning right back onto Owner. Owner instantaneously into the back line. The concussive blows there, as is the perfect execution. Carry in the thick of it. Gumayushi and Faker untouched coming over the wall, but it's Faker. Full confidence is the flash, but unfortunately the flip back goes wide. Doran turns it right back with a sundering blow. KT pulling away. Man advantage for the side of T1 being ushered out. Carrier wants to deny it, but he will only be able to isolate. Perfect. The Baron still backing them up. The Dragon in their sights. T1 once again taking a fight.
And this is just going to be gone if they don't make a play. It's going to be a big Realm Warp. But you're Realm Warping possibly straight into your doom, and they're not even going to get the chance.
Cuz taken out of the equation. 6K getting lower. KT start to flounder. They decide it's not worth it. They decide they don't want it. Instead, they're going to turn their sights to the Drake. Spawning in 4 seconds. T1 already have secured the Baron on the back of a Keeper's Verdict from Carrier. Now they might just look to end it here. Flash forward. Perfect execution. Aptly named as Docdam takes him down. KT now chasing out as well. BDD trying to well more back into the rest of the team. But Carrier once again there to interrupt. Doran unfazed by the magic damage of BDD. It's a double kill coming through. Perfect and Cuz, the last two left standing. But a TP into the base to bring back and seal the deal in game one. T1, what a performance.
And Perfect running for the hills. I don't think his survival is gonna matter as Doran and Carrier show a masterclass in this game one. The lane for both, I think, looked a little precarious, but those team fights, man, has a smile on the face of T1's top laner.
Doran was a heat-seeking missile in this game. He found Doctum over and over and over. Analysts, how are you feeling about game number one?
Well, Kobe, T1 is firing on all cylinders, stepping into this final, doing what they do best, honestly, performing in World's Finals and beating KT, Emily.